What's up, fanatics? James B. Brown here, and happy St. Patrick's Day to you guys. Got my green shamrock hat on, got the Glads green on, and we are ready to go. Today is the awesome day. You know what today is, guys, St. Patrick's Day. We always watch the Leprechaun series on St. Patrick's Day. We know this. We've been doing this for years, right? So today I'm going to be ranking my favorite. This is my favorite, not so much the best, my favorite that I can rewatch over and over and over again. My favorite Leprechaun movies. Now, I have not seen the latest one to come out. I believe it was a sequel. I have seen the first original six, and I've seen Leprechaun Origins, but I have not seen the latest one. So it'll only be out of the 7 movies. So coming in at number 7, Leprechaun Origins. Look, I'm a fan of nostalgia. And Warwick Davis, to me, is the only person that should be Leprechaun. He's great with Leprechaun, although I did enjoy the trailer that I saw from the latest one. It looked to be very close to go back to the old school the way it used to be. So I do want to see that eventually. But anyway, and this one here, it just wasn't the same. The tone of it wasn't the same. The Leprechaun wasn't the same. And it just was it wasn't so much a terrible movie. It's just not a very good Leprechaun movie. One of the things that I do not like is when they try to take a lore and completely make it different and alter something drastic with it and still try to call it the exact same name. I don't like that. So coming in at number 7, Leprechaun Origins. Coming in at number 6, Leprechaun 4, Leprechaun in Space. Now, Leprechaun going to space is not nearly as bad as some other horror icons that have gone into space. The reason why is because he's magical. He's not a real thing anyway, so he can pretty much do in whatever he wants. He's not tailored towards having to be, on Earth. So it's not as bad. But this was Leprechaun at its most campy. Some of the one-liners were just not there. The pacing was bad. I just wasn't a big fan of this movie overall. So this would be number 6 for me. Coming in at number 5, I have to say Leprechaun 2. So Leprechaun 2, that was the plot of it was Leprechaun was trying to find his bride, and he found this woman, and she sneezes 3 times, she'd be his bride. And this one's not bad, but the other Leprechauns from here get progressively better, and this one had to fit here. Now, what I liked out of Leprechaun movies, even though Leprechaun originally was a joke maker, to me as a horror fan and as a fan of slashers, I like to see the slashers at their best. And what I mean by clearly being at their worst. Not as joking as much, being a little bit more brutal. And this was not that for me. So that's my number 5. Coming in at number 4, I have a Leprechaun in the Hood. If you have not seen that, the title's pretty funny. I know it sounds pretty funny. The acting on it is absolutely horrendous. Although it does star Ice-T, and I'm a huge Ice-T fan, so for that gets some kudos. Now, I got to give him credit for taking that risk there. We've seen Michael Myers, we've seen Jason, we've seen all these characters that pretty much stay in their same box for the most part, with the exception of a few that go out to space. But this took the Leprechaun to the Hood. Who would have thought that would be the case? So Leprechaun did make some jokes. He was funny, but he was starting to take a turn for a little bit more brutal, a little bit more violent, a little bit edgier than he was before. So that's coming in at number 4 for me. Now, my top 3, coming in at number 3. These 3 are tough for me. And if you ask me this, or I do this list on another day, I might come up with a different order of things. But coming in at number 3, I have to go to Leprechaun 1. Leprechaun 1 is a classic, introduced Jennifer Aniston. I mean, Warwick Davis was... I just watched the movie not too long ago. The whole movie is just it's just very fun. There's a scene where he goes back and forth on a skateboard that is just absolutely hilarious. Now, my knock on this is not so much a knock on that movie. The movie is really good. It's just, for me, like I told you, I want a little bit more of a brutal, less joke-making Leprechaun. Now, this was his origin. The very first one of him. So he had to set the stage. And I really did like it. I just have to put it on number 3 because my top 2 are just, I love them a little bit more. Now, coming in at number 2, I have got to go with Leprechaun Back to the Hood. Here's why for that one. Leprechaun Back to the Hood goes there because the Leprechaun was absolutely at his most vicious. If you go back and if you go watch the movie, the acting's not very good. The pacing's not very good. It's very campy and very very. It's kind of like hard to watch at times with some of the acting and some of the one-liners. Not even by Leprechaun. Some of the characters and just the cliche style of acting that some of them do is pretty bad. But we're watching the movie for Leprechaun. By this time, this is number 6 in the series, so we know what we're getting when we turn on a Leprechaun movie. But he was able to do it a little differently. No more jokes, no more one-liners, no more rhymes. The ones that messed with his gold, he wanted them dead, and that was all it was. He was as vicious and as violent, and it made him fit into the slasher lore more so. This movie, to me, made me feel like this is a slasher that shouldn't be messed with. Everything up till this point, yes, it was good. Yes, it's a Leprechaun, so of course it was good, but it still had that fun element to it. This one wasn't as fun. It was more brutal. It was more vicious. It was more violent. So that's my number 2. Now, coming in number 1, my favorite Leprechaun movie is Leprechaun 3. Now, I'm going to be a tad bit contradictory here, but let me explain. My favorite is what I can watch over and over again, laugh every time, enjoy it every time, just be entertained every single time I see it. Leprechaun 3 is that fine line between him being comical but still being vicious. And it had some very, very inventive kills. Very, very awesome kills. There's one scene where this woman, he ends up blowing this woman up in certain parts. I'm not gonna give it away, but but it is, you have got to see that kill if you have not already seen it. If you have not seen this movie, I'm sorry, very close race, but this is my favorite. Every single time I watch it, I fall deeper and deeper in love with it. And again, I watched that one today too. But yeah, so that's my ranking list. Now keep in mind, guys, I have not seen the latest Leprechaun. I will check that out. I really want to see it. It looked good when I saw the trailer of it. But this is based off the 7 that I have seen. And I want to know, guys, do you watch this series every year like I do, or is it just me? Am I just that crazy guy? I don't know. Who knows? I'm sure there's at least one of you guys out there. But anyways, to you guys that do, I want to know your ranking list. What did you think? Did you agree with this list? Did you disagree with this list? What is your order of your favorites for the Leprechaun series, the Leprechaun franchise? Leave a comment below and let me know. Again, like, share, subscribe, show your friends, anybody that you know that is a fan of horror or likes the Leprechaun or likes St. Patrick's Day and just wants to see a little something different. Send this video their way. See if we can get them on board as a horror fanatic, because that's what we want to do. We want to grow the community of horror. We want to grow the community of Leprechaun fans. We want to keep horror alive. So let's do that. Like, share, and subscribe. I see you guys next time.